People who want a monopoly on speech and thought hate Elon Musk. Not because he's a racist, he's not, but because they can't control him.
Previously, Tesla opened the eagerly awaited Berlin Gigafactory after months of regulatory delays, and soon after turned their sights to open their next massive factory, Giga Austin. And leading up to the event, there was a lot of excitement.
What's the atmosphere like, and what has it been like in the last 24 hours?
So we have had some social warm-ups with hundreds of people who have come in town. I mean, it's frenetic here. Everybody's super excited.
Ross, to you. Ross, what are you expecting to hear?
Well, it's called the Cyber Rodeo, so I think it's all about trucks. And when you come to Texas and you see the sort of juxtaposition between the Teslas on the road and the Ford pickup trucks, you can really see the vision that Elon has on taking over the truck business in America.
I have a cyber truck right here. Imagine that. Actually, it's the cyber whistle. That's all I could
forgot mine. I forgot my whistle.
Yeah. Oh, God. Matt, you had an event last night, and somebody important to the Tesla universe was there. Sandy, what's her name? You tell me exactly what happened. She's dancing here.
Sandy Monroe, his name, yes. So
sorry.
Sandy's sort of a rock star as a reverse engineering on the vehicles, and he shares what he finds with the public, and the Tesla people love it.
And then it was time to finally open Giga Texas.
Welcome to Cyber Rodeo. This is now our sixth major factory, and now we're in 3 continents. So it's actually great for us to have 2 major vehicle plants in North America, an awesome factory in China, and one in Europe that I was just at recently. I want to give you a sense of the size of this thing. So what we have here is, if you put the building on its side, it's taller than the Burj Khalifa. That's to scale. It's 80 feet tall. It's equivalent to 3 pentagons. So when a building is measured in units of pentagon, you know it's quite large. This is the largest factory building in the world by volume. This is the machine that builds the machine, and it's the latest version of the machine that builds the machine. And this building is the most advanced car factory that Earth has ever seen. This is a case of raw materials come in one side, they get formed into a cell, then get formed into a pack. We cast the front and rear body. The pack itself is structural, and out comes a finished product. So it's raw materials in one side, cars out the other side. We're building our own battery cells. We think the most advanced cell in the world here at Giga Texas. And we think over time this will probably be the biggest cell factory in the world. We said we'd basically make the car out of 3 major pieces: a rear body casting, a structural pack where the cells themselves carry load. With the new Model Y architecture, the cells themselves carry load. And that results in a car that is lighter, a small number of parts, costs less, and improves the crash performance. So it's a safety advantage too. What you're looking at are the biggest casting machines ever made. It's kind of a crazy thing to make a car this way. It's never been done before. With a lot of effort and great ideas from the team, we've made the world's biggest casting machine work very efficiently to create and radically simplify the manufacturing of the car. So, what's next? I'm not gonna spill all the beans right now, but what I can say is we're going to move to just truly massive scale, scale that no company has ever achieved in the history of humanity, that has to happen in order to transition the world to sustainable energy. So massive scale, full self-driving. There's going to be a dedicated robotaxi that's going to look quite futuristic. And then, of course, we've got the Tesla robot, Optimus. Cybertruck is coming next year. We'll be in production with Cybertruck next year. We'll be in production with the Roadster and with Semi. So that's all coming. So we got this year is all about scaling up, and then next year there's going to be a massive wave of new products. And now let us deliver our first Tesla cars made in Texas.
Oh, what have we here?
We can't wait to build this here and deliver them to you. Sorry for the delay. It's been an intense couple of years, but we're going to have this for you next year, and it's going to be great.
Tesla's annual sales will get a boost, not only from this Gigafactory, but also from the Gigafactory that has just opened in Berlin. The current estimate is for the company to deliver 1.47 million vehicles this year. And again, there is a huge demand for the Model Y and a 5 to 6 month wait by one estimate. Dan Ives out with a note this morning saying, look, you got to wait 5 to 6 months if you want a Model Y. This should cut down on that wait time. Don't forget, Tesla reports its Q1 earnings in a couple of weeks. You guys know the date, right? April 20th. Get it? 4/20?
4/20?
So while Giga Berlin and Giga Austin were just starting production, Giga Shanghai was forced to close.
Tesla is reportedly planning to suspend production at its Shanghai factory for at least a day due to COVID-19 curbs. China's financial hub is going into lockdown this week to conduct COVID-19 testing as an outbreak fueled by the so-called stealth Omicron variant grips the country. Tesla's plant will suspend operations Monday, and it's still unclear if the suspension would be extended. Earlier this month, Tesla also halted production in Shanghai for 2 days as China tightened COVID restrictions.
And then the Twitter drama began.
Look, overnight, it's been a bit of a surprise announcement from the billionaire Elon Musk, the founder of the electric vehicle company Tesla. He just suddenly, on a whim, decided to buy about 9.2% of the stock in the company Twitter. He uses Twitter a lot, and he's now Twitter's biggest shareholder. So he's spent about $2.9 billion US buying shares in Twitter. As soon as he bought this stake in Twitter, the share price of Twitter just skyrocketed. It went up about 27%.
Elon Musk, the chief executive of Tesla, was complaining on Twitter that Twitter did not seem to adhere to free speech and that there was some problems with the company's algorithms that define what you see in your feed. And now it's disclosed in a regulatory filing that Elon Musk is Twitter's single largest shareholder, purchasing nearly 10% of the company. Looks like he spent billions of dollars to do that, by the way. Now, it's not clear what Musk's intentions are. He hasn't said anything. Twitter hasn't said anything. What we know at the moment is that he's what's known as a passive shareholder, which means he has no plans at the moment to take control of the company with a majority stake. But that could change. There's nothing to stop him from acquiring more shares. And with over $270 billion in net worth, yeah, he's got some money to play with here. What happens next? Will he seek a board seat? Will he seek more control?
Just 2 days after the bombshell announcement that Elon Musk would sit on Twitter's board of directors, the company now says Musk is not going to join the board. According to Twitter CEO, Musk was set to join the board Saturday, but then he pulled out. And speaking of Musk's input, he's already proposing some controversial ideas for the company. Most recently, he tweeted that Twitter should turn its San Francisco headquarters into a homeless shelter since, quote, no one shows up anyway. Well, more than 1.9 million people voted, and most were in favor of that idea.
Then there was more big news.
Calling Twitter a de facto town square, Elon Musk today said he's trying to buy Twitter in a $43 billion deal to preserve democracy and prevent censorship. Speaking at a TED conference today.
It's just really important that people have both the reality and the perception that they are able to speak freely within the bounds of the law.
After announcing last week he's taken a 9% stake in Twitter, the world's richest man shocked Wall Street and the world today by making a take-it-or-leave-it offer, suggesting he could dump his own shares if the board says no.
I could technically afford it. This is not a way to sort of make money.
Wall Street, though, is skeptical.
The offer heard around the world, a Twitter takeover by Elon Musk, whether it happens.
Both Twitter and Tesla stock moved lower, with investors concerned that Musk would need to sell Tesla shares to buy Twitter.
So while Elon Musk made all the headlines, how was Tesla, the company, doing?
Let's talk about deliveries for the first quarter for Tesla. They came out on Saturday, and yes, they were a little shy of expectations. The company delivering just over 310,000 vehicles. 95% were Model 3s and Model Ys. That was expected. Why has Wall Street's reaction generally been pretty positive, despite the fact that this was a little short of expectations? Look at the challenges that they went through. The Gigafactory in Shanghai, they had to shut down that plant because of the zero COVID policy in China, and that is the real driver of production and deliveries for Tesla. In fact, Elon Musk tweeted about it on Saturday, saying this was an exceptionally difficult quarter due to supply chain interruptions and China's zero COVID policy. Outstanding work by Tesla team and key suppliers saved the day.
So with earnings coming up, will Tesla deliver as expected?
This was the kind of quarter where if you're a Tesla investor, you're saying, yep, this is exactly what we expect from this company. Here are the numbers they beat on the top and the bottom line. And by the way, they beat by a wide margin. This was not just beating by a penny or two. On the bottom line, they beat by almost $1. I think they beat by 98 cents. Automotive gross margin. Look at this. They increased their margins up to 30%. The estimate was for 28.9%. By the way, in the fourth quarter, it was 29.2%. And with regard to production in China, they did talk about that they have restarted it there. It's limited at this point, but they do expect it to accelerate as they come out of those COVID restrictions that are in place in China. Here's Elon Musk talking about his expectations for production this year.
Yeah, we did lose a lot of important days of production, and there are sort of upstream supplier challenges where a lot of suppliers also lost many days of production. But Giga Shanghai is coming back with a vengeance. So I think, notwithstanding new issues that arise, I think we will see record output per week from Giga Shanghai this quarter, albeit we are missing a couple of weeks.
During the earnings call, how many times was Twitter brought up? 21 times, 12 times, 2 times, or never mentioned at all? The answer?
And one last note, guys. If you thought that Elon Musk would go a whole conference call, including a half hour with analysts asking questions, and not mention Twitter, you are correct. Word didn't come up once, not once during the conference call last night.
There were positive words all around for Elon Musk and Tesla.
The only person in this world that seems to be able to have the Chinese where he wants them is Musk. The only person in this world who is really shaming Berlin, British BMW and Mercedes, is Musk. And he is having the time of his life.
Just the metrics alone, auto gross margin 32.9. We were looking for 31. The Jonas note also points out revenue growing 3x faster than CapEx. You got one of the most highly valued valued industrial company with virtually no industrial debt.
Which implies a lot more free cash flow to come.
Right.
That's why that's such an important component. One's going here, the other's going here.
Following earnings, more big news breaks regarding Twitter.
Elon Musk is taking over Twitter to the tune of $44 billion. After weeks of corporate wrangling, Twitter's board of directors accepting the billionaire's buyout offer in a unanimous vote. Musk, who has been one of Twitter's biggest critics, celebrating with rocket emojis, tweeting in part, "Free speech is the bedrock of a functioning democracy, and Twitter is the digital town square." If approved by regulators, Twitter will go private, and shareholders will earn over $54 in cash for each share of common stock. So what is Musk going to change in your Twitter feed? He says he plans to add new features, making the algorithms open source to increase trust, defeating the spam bots, and authenticating all humans.
Well, I think it's very important for there to be an inclusive arena for free speech.
The media reaction turned into a political firestorm.
Elon Musk is the new power at the social media giant, and he is foaming the runways for the return of the trolls.
This is happening in the background of Elon Musk saying, basically, I want to buy Twitter so I can open it up and turn it into Gab and let Donald Trump back. So there are real consequences to allowing anybody to run these internet sites and say whatever it is they want.
And Elon Musk is the fox coming into the henhouse, and it is shameful that Twitter, which has a fiduciary obligation, I would think, to protect people who actually use it, the millions of people who actually use it. Did they ask a single woman? A single woman? Was a single woman consulted? And this is it. Was a single person of color who just uses Twitter, who made the mistake of using Twitter and needs it for their job.
Elon Musk bought Twitter today. That means that Twitter henceforth will be privately held. Elon Musk will determine what is allowed on the platform. Now, why is this significant? Elon Musk believes in free speech. He thinks everyone should be allowed to talk, including people who disagree with him. I hope that even my worst critics remain on Twitter, Musk wrote today on his new platform, because that is what free speech means. People who want a monopoly on speech and thought hate Elon Musk. Not because he's a racist, he's not, but because they can't control him.
So with all the drama out of the way, it's time to recap the first quarter of 2022.
Q1 was once again a record quarter on many levels, reaching the highest deliveries, profit, and an operating margin of 19%. This was despite a lot of chip shortages, many logistics challenges, and an overall difficult quarter. I'd really like to congratulate the Tesla team on achieving record profitability and output despite many, many difficult headwinds, and especially the Tesla China team and our Shanghai factory. They really had significant challenges due to the COVID shutdowns, and nonetheless have been able to output a tremendous number of high-quality vehicles. And we are already back up and running with the Shanghai factory. And we're really only crossed 1 million units in the past 12 months recently. And we aspire to head to 20 million units a year. So we're basically 5% along the way towards our goal. Basically, the future is very exciting. I've never been more optimistic or excited about the Tesla's future than I am right now.
In the next episode, the Twitter drama continues while new challengers jump into the ring to battle Elon Musk. Finally, thank you to the Patreons that support the show, and remember, all content is for educational and entertainment purposes and not financial advice. So till next time, I'll catch you guys soon.